If there is an adjustment value that you feel isn't accurate for your area, you can change it. Click on the Subject tab at the top left-hand side of the page. Next, click on the property you want to edit. On the second row, click on the Price Adjustments tab. The Price Adjustments tab is where you, the agent, get to add your own dollar adjustments to the analysis, as well as account for features that are not part of the 55 different features measured in our system. In the Price Adjustment section, you'll notice 3 different columns. They are for positive adjustments, lot or land adjustments, and negative adjustments. You'll also notice 2 boxes in each column. One, you can enter the price you think these features are worth, and another for you to type in the text describing the feature you are making an adjustment for. For example, if comparable 1 has a lot that backs to the woods, and I believe that is worth $5,000 more, I will click on the box next to the lot adjustment, and I will put minus $5,000, and I'm going to put backs to the woods. Now, agents, use caution here, as this is counterintuitive to many people, because if the lot is $5,000 better than the subject property, you think you would add value to the lot. But in our example, the subject property's lot is not as nice as the comparables lot. Remember, we are offsetting the value of any feature in the comparables that is unlike the subject property. When you're making these adjustments, you're always changing the comparables to match the subject. The subject property shouldn't have any adjustments but at the very end. The rest of the adjustments all happen in the comparables because you're changing them on paper to have the same features the subject does. So if the subject has a superior feature, you're going to add that value to the comparables to make it match the subject. If the subject has an inferior feature than one of the comparables, you're going to take away the value of that in a comparable to make it match the subject. I also want to account for comparable number 1's dated wallpaper and carpet. In the positive price adjustment, I believe it is worth $7,000. So I'm going to add $7,000 to the positive price adjustment, but I'm going to note that it was dated wallpaper and carpet. In all of these columns, make sure to add a plus sign to add value or a minus sign to take away value. These numbers are totally at your discretion. Now let's account for the subject property's impeccable decor. I'm going to go into subject. Under price adjustment, I'm going to add a price adjustment of $3,000 because this property has impeccable decor. Note, this adjustment area is the only place where you will add or subtract any value to or from the subject property. The rest of the time, it is the comparables that change. This is the only place the subject will change. Now, with the subject property, we're not comparing it to any other home. The comparables have always been against the subject property. But with the subject property, there's no comparison. So if the subject property has a superior feature, add the value of the superior feature. If it has an inferior feature, subtract the value of that inferior feature. Agents, also note that under the subject property only in the price adjustment section, whatever dollar adjustments you make, up or down, will go directly against the suggested price. For example, say I finished my market analysis and the suggested price was $200,000. If I forgot something about the subject and I wanted to go back and add a $5,000 improvement because the subject property had something I didn't account for, my suggested price will now be $205. Whatever I type in, the dollar adjustments and the descriptive text will show up on the CMA. The price adjustments area is where you can also account for finish quality differences, overall appeal of the home, square footage, the age of the home, or anything else you want to account for by adding or subtracting value. The positive and negative adjustments are also where you can make blanket regional adjustments. For example, if you're in Arizona and it's going to be a really tough sale if the house doesn't have a pool because of its price range, and homes in Arizona with this kind of square footage usually sell for more than the adjustment values that are given, you can make a blanket regional adjustment in the price adjustment area as well. Agents, it's good to remind the sellers that price does not equal value. Just because a seller spent $6,000 on a new roof doesn't mean that new roof adds $6,000 worth of value. Remind sellers they are comparing their houses to other homes, all of which have roofs, just not new shingles.